Hello and welcome to For the Record. So I had a video showing a few parts of my collection, asking what people want to see, and I was asked to show Credence, and also somebody suggested Canned Heat. But for right now, I'll show Credence. So if I have time, I'll show Canned Heat, but probably won't have time. That'll be another video. So the ones I'm going to show right now are every record in my collection that I have. I have doubles, triplicate, everything. I have so much of everything, but I'm going to go through them all. A few of them are separate because of specific reasons. I'll try to point those out here and there. But on top of my record collection, I also have numerous DVDs. I obviously have all CDs. But I'm not going to show those right now. I'm just going to show the record part. So I'll go ahead. So the first part of the collection, every single one of these has the original picture sleeve. All of this studio albums, and I have doubles and triplicates of some of these, but this particular part right here are together because they're complete. Okay, although I have yet to find their debut album without the Susie Q bubble here. That does exist, but it's very hard to find. So I am looking for one. Anyway, so their first album with their original picture sleeve, Cosmo's Factory. Mardi Gras. Green River, picture sleeve. And actually that's the tattoo I'm thinking about getting one day. That's pretty cool. Okay. Pendulum. Okay. Now I don't know if anybody is aware of this particular cover, but it wasn't meant to be out of focus. What happened was the story I read or heard was the assistant to the photographer, just for whatever reason, the camera was out of focus and they took the picture, but I guess they liked it, so they kept it. So that actually was not meant to be like that, but ended up with it because it was cool. This is by far, this is Willie and the Po' Boys. By far, this is my favorite album of theirs. One of my favorite songs from them is Cotton Fields, and that's on this album right here. But it's a good album nonetheless, all around. Okay. Now this next part is, these are all of their studio albums. This was the reissued. I believe these were done in the 80s. It's called Original Rock Classics. Mid 80s, I believe, somewhere in the 80s. So this is the complete series right here. Some of these, most of them, are still sealed. So I think this one is sealed. It's kind of neat to have these. Most of them, like I said, are sealed. This one is sealed. Okay. And I guess I'll go over to here. And I'll just go through everything I have right here. Pipe sticker. So I started separating, taking down some of the records and putting them off to the side, and I wasn't going to show the duplicates, but this one actually is an import. I think this is France. I believe this is from France. It's just that what happened was I was putting more effort into kind of pulling everything apart, and then I was going to try to put everything back together, so it was just easier to keep them all together. So these are all. This just came out last year. I waited forever and a day for this. I ordered this 4 or 5 months in advance, and every time, at least 3 or 4 times, I kept getting messages saying that the order has been delayed because they weren't ready. I don't know if they were too many of them were ordered at once, or they didn't have enough pressed or whatever. But I waited, and I had, like I said, 3 or 4 messages saying that the release date was going to get pushed back, and it kept getting pushed back at least 3 or 4 times. But this is really good if you're a CCR fan. Fight Fire. It's all their early recordings. Before they were CCR, obviously there were the Gollywogs and the Blue Velvets as well. This was actually one of the first albums I ever got for them. Paid up for it. It's the Gollywogs pre-Credence. I have a few copies of that one. One of them is upstairs framed. Actually, it's the only part of the collection that is not here are the ones that are in frames. I have 1, 2. Hey, gotta have backup copies. This is actually a really good concert live in Germany. And you can never have too many of those. And then you have the common, you have the live. This one, oh, my hand's getting tired here. So we have Creedence Clearwater Revival, the Royal Albert Hall concert, and actually that is incorrect. I'll show you why. Because this right here, well, let's read this one right here. This is Royal Albert Hall. Let's see if I can find it. It's too bright, but I'll read it. This one right here, it's called the difference is there, and then the concert, and it basically says the original title, the Royal Albert Hall concert. The album was withdrawn and changed when it was discovered this didn't come from the Royal Albert Hall, so they ended up changing it to the concert. Neat to have both of those. And here's another one I forgot I had. This is a import from France. Live Credence. And obviously, this is everybody and their grandmother probably has this one. Very common. Chronicles Volume 2. I like the first one more, but anyway, you gotta have both. The next ones are these are from I'm trying to think what they're called. They're called the Armed Forces Radio, and basically Armed Forces Radio television service. They were basically, on one side they played this obviously on the radio for people in the military to hear, and one side is CCR. They would flip it over, and the other side is 30 Special. But they basically had these so they could, a radio station. Just guess what I'm trying to say. So the other one I have is, this is Your Saving Grace, the Steve Miller Band, and then we have half of Willie and the Poor Boys. Those are really neat to find. Compilation albums. This is a very, very good one. I recommend this compilation for any fans thinking about getting into them, or if you're already into them, it's just a nice compilation. Here's another one. This is another very good compilation. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Chugolin, bunch of good songs on that one. I'm not going to go through the song listings only because I have so much to show. So I'm just trying to keep this one parter here. But I highly recommend this one. There's another one, special edition. Okay. Oh, I got another one. I forgot I had that one. Of course, Creedence Gold. This is I have 2 or 3 of these. The first 1 or 2 are going to be the die cuts. Okay. And I know this would be Stu Cook. This would be John Fogerty. And off the top of my head, I really don't know. So that's the die cut one, another die cut, and this is the reissue where it's not just a plain cover. This, for some reason, this compilation is actually really hard to find. I think I paid $8 or $9 for this. More Creedence Gold, another great compilation. Okay, this, long story, I got this by mistake in the mail, but I kept it anyway. It's a double. It's both of their albums. Okay, Green River and Willie and the Poor Boys. Here's another one. This one was sent to me by a friend on YouTube. You know who you are. Thank you very much. I've had that for a number of years now. This one is not CCR, but it's their music done by somebody else. It's that one. I don't really recommend it. I just have it because it says CCR. This is Clearwater Revival, the movie album. All the songs on here were obviously done or put on movies. This one, for some reason, this is sealed. There's no reason for me to open it. Okay. This, for some reason, goes for big money. I don't know why. I'm not really too sure why. But it's Time Life series. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I didn't pay that much. But whenever I see it and I look at it, it goes for like anywhere from $30 to $50 something. This one's sealed, and I have no plans on opening it. There's no reason to. Going into John Fogerty. Actually, let's step over here for a second. This is record store or RSD release on white vinyl. It's really bright. It's white. And it's Green River, Commotion, Down on the Corner, Fortunate Son, Proud Mary, Born in the Bayou, Bad Moon Rising, and the Lodi. Okay. That was record store day, I want to say 2 years ago, give or take. Okay. This is Korean or Chinese. This was given to me by a record store owner. I go there often, and he just gave it to me because he knows I like Creedence. That's their first album. Is it Tai Chen? And this one is actually can't have enough of this one, but there's a reason why I have 47 copies. So Willie and the Poor Boys, but this one is special because it is a white label promo. Okay, I'm gonna have to end that here, and I'm gonna do a part 2, and I'll see you guys in just a minute.